Hello, my friend. Today, we explore a powerful idea, an idea that can change your life quietly, slowly, and completely. It is not motivation. It is not talent. It is not luck. It is something far more simple, yet far more extraordinary. Today, we learn English with the story of the secret power of consistency. There was once a young man named Evan who lived in a small coastal town where life moved gently, like waves touching the sand. Evan was kind, curious, and full of dreams. But he had one big problem. Every dream he started, he abandoned halfway. He wanted to become fit, but quit after 5 days. He wanted to learn English, but stopped after 2 weeks. He wanted to start a small online business, but he gave up after 1 month. His life was full of first chapters, but none of his books had endings. One evening, Evan sat alone on the beach, watching the sun melt into the ocean. A quiet sadness rested in his heart. He whispered to himself, "Why do I keep quitting? Why can't I stay consistent?" His voice disappeared into the wind, as if the world had heard this question many times before. Suddenly, Evan noticed an old man walking slowly along the shore. His name was Mr. Hale, a retired teacher known for his wisdom and calmness. He carried a wooden walking stick and wore a warm smile that made him look like someone who understood life deeply. Mr. Hale stopped beside Evan and asked gently, "Why do you look so troubled, young man?" Evan sighed. "I want to change my life. I want to improve. I want to become someone I can be proud of. But I always fail. I start strong and end weak. I quit too easily." Mr. Hale sat down next to him. The waves touched their feet as if nature wanted to join the conversation. "Tell me," Mr. Hale asked softly, "do you know the story of the little stone on this beach?" Evan frowned. "A stone?" "No." Mr. Hale picked up a tiny, smooth stone from the sand. It was shiny, almost polished by time. "This stone," he said, "was not always smooth. It was once rough, sharp, and full of edges. But look at it now. Beautiful, soft, perfectly shaped." Evan asked, "How did it become like that?" Mr. Hale smiled. "By consistency. The ocean touched it again, and again, and again. Not once, not twice, but thousands and thousands of times. A little wave, a small push, a gentle touch, day after day, year after year. And slowly, the stone transformed." Evan stared at the stone, the sunlight reflecting on its smooth surface. Something inside him shifted. Mr. Hale continued, "You want big changes, you want big results, but you expect them to happen fast. That is your mistake. Success is not about doing something big once. It is about doing something small, consistently." The old man placed the stone gently in Evan's hand. "Your future," he said, "is like this stone. Shape it with consistency." Those words touched Evan deeply. They felt like truth wrapped in simplicity. He understood that he didn't need to make giant steps. He just needed to take small steps every day. That night, Evan went home with a new clarity in his heart. The next morning, he created a list of 3 small habits he could follow daily. Not big goals, not heavy tasks, just small, simple actions. Actions that a lazy version of him could still complete. Habit 1. Learn English for 10 minutes every day. Habit 2. Exercise for 5 minutes daily. Habit 3. Write one idea for his future business. He told himself, "No matter how I feel, I will do these 3 things every single day." The first week felt easy. The second week felt normal. But in the third week, something strange happened. His mind started whispering excuses. You are tired. You are busy. Skip today. But Evan remembered Mr. Hale's story. He remembered the smooth stone. So he continued. 10 minutes of English. 5 minutes of movement. One idea on paper. Day after day. Wave after wave. Moment after moment. Slowly, without noticing, Evan began to change. After 1 month, his English improved. He could understand sentences that once confused him. His body felt a little stronger. His mind felt more focused. The spark inside him grew brighter. After 2 months, people started noticing. His friends asked, "Are you doing something new? You look different." Evan only smiled. He knew the secret. The power of consistency was slowly shaping him, just like the waves shaped the stone. After 3 months, something even more remarkable happened. Evan didn't just do his habits. He started enjoying them. Learning English became exciting. He began reading short stories, watching English videos, and speaking new words with confidence. His 5-minute exercise grew into 10 minutes, then 15. His business ideas turned into plans, and his plans turned into small actions. Consistency had built momentum. Momentum built progress. Progress built belief. Belief built transformation. One afternoon, Evan met Mr. Hale again on the same beach. The old man smiled warmly when he saw him. "You look different," he said. "Your eyes shine with purpose." Evan laughed softly. "I followed your advice. I did little things every day, and somehow, they changed everything." Mr. Hale nodded. That is the magic of consistency. It is quiet, it is slow, it is invisible. But give it time, and it becomes unstoppable. Evan sat beside the old man and said, "It is strange. I used to think I needed motivation to succeed, but now I realize motivation is like fire. It burns bright and then disappears. Consistency is like the ocean. It never stops." The old man clapped his hands gently. Exactly. Motivation helps you start. Consistency helps you finish. Evan asked, "But why is consistency so powerful?" Mr. Hale looked toward the waves and replied, "Because consistency sends a message to your mind. Every day you take a small action. You tell your brain, 'This is who I am.' And slowly, your identity begins to change. Once your identity changes, your actions become natural." Evan felt the truth in those words. He had become a new version of himself, not by doing something once, but by doing something every day. Months passed, then a year. Evan's life transformed in ways he never imagined. He became fluent in English and started helping tourists who visited his town. His simple business ideas turned into a small online store that earned him more money than he expected. He became healthier, stronger, and more confident. But the most important change happened inside him. He no longer saw himself as a quitter. He saw himself as someone who could stay committed, someone who could keep going, someone who could finish what he started. His identity had changed. His mindset had changed. His life had changed, all because of consistency. One evening, as the sky turned pink and gold, Evan walked back to the same beach where everything began. This time, he saw a young boy sitting alone, looking frustrated. Evan walked toward him and asked gently, "Why do you look so troubled?" The boy sighed. "I want to improve, but I keep quitting." Evan smiled softly. He recognized his younger self in those eyes. He picked up a small stone from the sand, smooth, perfect, shaped by time, and placed it in the boy's hand. He said, "Do you know the story of the little stone on this beach?" The boy shook his head. Evan began sharing the story, just like Mr. Hale once shared it with him. The story of tiny waves, small actions, daily effort. The story of how consistency shapes everything it touches. As he spoke, the boy listened with wide eyes. And for a moment, the wind felt familiar, as if the ocean itself approved this passing of wisdom. Evan continued, "You don't need to do anything big. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to do something small every single day. That is enough to change your life." The boy nodded slowly. Something in him shifted, just like something once shifted inside Evan. Evan stood up and said warmly, "Your future is like this stone. Shape it with consistency." As he walked away, he looked at the ocean and felt a wave of gratitude wash over him. Life had taught him a lesson that he would never forget, a lesson he would share with anyone who needed hope. Consistency is not magic. Consistency is not loud. Consistency is not dramatic, but consistency is powerful. It is patient. It is loyal. It is life-changing. The world often celebrates big achievements, but it forgets the tiny steps that make them possible. It praises the results, but ignores the quiet work behind them. The world sees the transformation, but not the waves that shaped the stone. Yet Evan knew the truth. And now, so do you. Every day you show up, even for a few minutes. You are shaping your mind, your habits, and your identity. Every small action is a whisper to your future, saying, "I am coming." This is the secret power of consistency, a power that lives inside you, a power that waits for your command, a power that can rewrite your entire life. And my friend, your story has only just begun.